Hey, everybody out there, you're tuned in to 91.8 The Fan. You're in my corner, and I have a returning guest in the corner. Would you like to unveil your not so secret identity?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Kyle Hebert. Whoa, hey, I introduced myself. What the?
I like to do that though, because you never know what you're gonna get. Some people like to do this character improv thing, some people like to do the kind of wrestle inspired thing like you just did.
Oh yeah, see, when you're a voice actor and you do like crazy voices all the time, it's as natural as blinking or brushing your teeth or going to the bathroom sometimes. But yeah, um, what's funny is I slept late today, so this is like the first thing on my schedule, like even before breakfast.
Oh, well, I feel honored that I'm before breakfast. I'm before cereal and toast and
That's
cinnamon
right.
rolls.
Oh, now you got to stop because now I'm thinking about food.
If it makes you feel better, all I did, like, I rolled out of bed, I showered, and like 5 minutes before the interview, I'm trying to curl my hair just so like my bangs aren't in my face. I'm like, I hope I don't burn myself right before the interview, because then
And
he'll
then
have to wait.
and then you remember this is audio, so it doesn't matter. You can just sit
Yeah.
there and just look all funky.
Well, for me, like when my bangs are completely down, they literally cover my eyes, and seeing like the sound, all the tech stuff is actually really important.
This is this is a problem I will never have. Anyone who knows what I look like, because I have not had any locks of any kind in many many years. But I guess fortunately, a lot of people say you have the right head for baldness. And I said, oh, thank you. I joined an elite club of a handful of people like Patrick Stewart and whatnot, but I'll take it.
Well, it's actually really funny because my roommate he shaves his head, and he's only like 3 years older than me, but because I'm a girl and I have long hair, my hair is just everywhere. Like, I'll follow him and be like, "Why is my hair on top of your head? How did that happen?" He's like, "I don't know. I've been in my office all day." Like, it just
Oh
happens.
yeah, yeah, and I can relate to finding hairs all over the place because of my fiance, and she's got really long, like white blonde hair, and it's coated everything in the house. We get the laundry done, and it's like I'm peeling little strands off my jeans and my shirt, and like she's like, "Sorry," and it's like get in the car, I'm peeling it off my seat, like, you are everywhere.
At least you don't also have a cat, then it would be compounded, right?
No, I mean, when she moved in, she has a dog, and it's a toy poodle. So fortunately, those don't shed, but she does. So
It's not a husky or anything. So,
no, God no, no.
well, for the fans out there, I know they're super excited because you're returning to your well-known role of Ryu
Oh yes.
in Street Fighter that came out on the 16th of this month. So people are still just sinking their teeth into it.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I've been loving the reviews. I mean, obviously, you have the mixed part of it, which is like it's the core experience is great. The game itself is wonderful, but seems to be lacking content, which hopefully Capcom will address very soon with some more updates and get the features that the fans really want. Um, Meanwhile, I've been firing it up and playing with my friend Mark Swent, who voices Nikali, who's the main bad guy in this new game, and I'm pretty excited to do that. He's more of a competitive gamer than I am, so it's like, all right, we're going to teach you the basics. We're going to teach you to just do a Hadouken over and over and over and over again. It's like, okay, I can do this.
So I'm
Downright punch, downright punch, downright punch. I can do this.
so I'm assuming you don't go on and online and fight very often, do you?
Oh, well, I've tried. Sometimes there've been server issues because it's clogged. There's so many fans worldwide trying to play this right now that they've had to do multiple server maintenance updates and whatnot. It's kind of hard to just go on and do a casual match currently. But when I have been able to successfully do that, I get my butt handed to me in no time. I make no boast whatsoever. I'm the button mash king. I have no idea what I'm doing. If I find a cool move, I will spam it. And but usually by then they have taken me down in like 30 seconds or less. So yeah.
I mean, it happens. I feel like Street Fighter has a definite learning curve to it, in comparison to other fighting games today. So actually, I'm a big fighting game fan. I'm the worst at Street Fighter. Give me Tekken, give me Skullgirls, give me,
Soul Calibur.
yeah, even like, but I'm really bad at Street Fighter. I think it's because I still default to the D-pad. Whenever I play a fighting game, and it just feels like it doesn't work with Street Fighter. It feels like I need analog or I need a joystick, and I'm not ready to make that investment.
Yeah, when you're paying more for the arcade stick than you are for the game, I can totally get that issue there. Although Mark was telling me, again, he's the voice of Nikali on Street Fighter Five, and he was telling me that they do have that basically almost any arcade stick should work. I mean, even stuff from other systems,
Hmm.
you should be able to plug in and work with that. And it's like I would like to try that, but I'm not any better at that. When he was teaching me the Hadoken move, he said like, okay, forget the analog stick, just use the D-pad. Just I know it feels weird, but just do that little curvature of the quarter circle down right, and then push the punch button like down right, down right, down right. I could do this. I could do this. I could do this. It's like, but ultimately, if I get a fighting stick, there is no D-pad on there. You're gonna have to use the analog stick. It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
but
and I want to be able to do that.
the
Yeah.
joystick does feel a little bit different because I've played the game at CES and PlayStation Experience, and I've gotten to play Arm Mika, and I was always disappointed that they didn't have Karen because I've been waiting for her forever. Like, it's been so long since she's been in a game.
Oh, but she is in the game though, right? And
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
it's just in the demo stuff she wasn't in. It was like
right.
they were featuring Armika, and it's like that's cool, but I want to play the prissy like ho 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 character. Like I'd really like that.
But of course, and I was excited. Yeah, I always play with myself. Ha 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 ha. No, I use my characters, and it just leads to double entendres and euphemisms. But I loved being able to select a GameStop exclusive skin with the what people call him Hobo Ryu. It's like he's just got a full beard. It's like, yeah, he's been roaming a little too long. Like, oh, I need a razor. I need a shave. I need to do a little manscaping.
Maybe it's his new look. Maybe it's just he's going for the hipster thing. It's his new mantra.
I think so. Respect the beard, yo.
Oh gosh. Oh, that's amazing. I like now I've got a picture like a whole thing of just him going on this journey to become a hipster.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
definitely.
I could see it. I could see it. Yeah.
But now for the fans out there, I think you also get to play the same character in Smash Brothers technically.
I do. Yeah. Last summer, when E3 was going on, they announced on my birthday, June 14th. That was a nice birthday present.
Nice.
That Ryu was downloadable and everything from the eShop and for the Wii U and the 3DS. And I have a 3DS. I don't have a Wii U, but I was super happy to download that, and I immediately sucked as usual. Uh, but I had to keep secret. Normally with games, it's like up to a year or longer before release. But with that one, with just that one character, it was just like 2 or 3 months that I had to sit on that. Of course, we record, and there's a non-disclosure agreement. We can't talk about it. Blah 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 blah. It's like I wonder when this will come out because this is pretty exciting, man. I'm like,
Yeah, no, it must be nice to kind of see him in a different environment, right? Nothing that's it's not really an environment that's as serious as Street Fighter.
right, yeah.
I mean, there are puppies on the screen, like and stickers and aw.
Well, you're playing Street Fighter Five. There's like a bear in the background, and dancers, and kids, and people at fruit stands. I mean, it's like okay. And my fiance's giving commentary as she watches me playing terribly about the girls' outfits and stuff. It's like, how is that practical? It's like, shh, it's a game.
Just enjoy the boob physics.
Just enjoy the boobies. It's all good.
Well, for the fans out there, I think that's a great point to take a short break here on 91.8 The Fan. But don't go anywhere because our special guest isn't. So keep it tuned to your favorite station where we play everything you want and nothing you don't.
Hey there, true believers. This is Kyle Hebert, voice actor for anime and video games. Now, one of the most common questions I get is, how do I get into voice acting? You get acting experience and training when and where you can. And when it comes to getting into the fun stuff, character voices, you need to move where the work is. Los Angeles has the most opportunities. Now, if you want to know what an audition or session is like while getting a critique from a working pro, let me tell you about a service I offer. Skype private VO workouts. Me and you, one-on-one, online. Thanks to technology, you can be anywhere and get a taste of what it's like for the working pro. I provide the scripts, you just fire up your computer and whatever mic you have, and I test your abilities, not only just on acting, but cold reading, improvisation, and taking direction. Classes and workshops can easily run you hundreds of dollars. My private Skype sessions are $75. Now, you won't magically become a voice actor. I don't teach acting. I teach the process. But you do get 1 hour, ask any questions you want, get a critique, some guidance, and experience the expectations placed upon a voice actor. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, check out my website at kylehebert.com. That's KYLEHEBERT.com. I got testimonials from tons of people who've taken my sessions, plus full info and disclaimers. Skype VO workouts with characters, commercials, and video game script samples with me, Kyle Hebert. KYLEHEBERT.com.
This is Bill Ratner, the voice of Flint in G.I. Joe and Transformers, and Donello Dina in Mass Effect 1, 2, 3, and a goofy radio voice in Grand Theft Auto 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're listening to 91.8, The Fan.
Hey, everybody out there, you're still tuned in to 91.8 The Fan, because if you weren't, you wouldn't hear me. I'm just, just saying. My special guest, Kyle Hebert, is still here. And, I just wanted to make sure that you're alive and breathing, because the fans in the chat think I'm torturing you in the, during break.
Oh my gosh, I'm still alive. I'm
Yeah.
still here. Yay.
I don't know, the live chat always likes to do that. I've every single time I've proven you that the guest has come back every single time.
Hashtag drive-by.
I can't even drive.
Right.
I mean, I guess I could if I wasn't so lazy, but
Oh, well, hey, I totally relate to lazy and all that.
segue by. just on a segue. It would be the most violent crime in all of history. Anyway.
Oh, my.
But for the fans out there who want to, check out what you're up to and all that fun stuff, are there any projects that you're working on that you can talk about? Which I know is usually a no. But are there any projects that recently came out you can talk about?
Usually a no, yes. Sadly, yes. I've been working on a lot of stuff, and none of it has been given the go to publicize yet. So, I did do some voice match work for a large studio that has a movie coming out in a few months. But again, when it gets closer to release, I'll probably be promoting that. And that's one of those rare opportunities where voice actors do get called upon, not for like a main role, but like, can you sound like so and so? It's like, oh, why, yes, I can. This individual that I had to sound like isn't a particular, A-list celebrity or anything, but the project and the studio behind it, however, are cool, and I've worked with them before, and it was a lot of fun, and I got to do it multiple times, which is a nice thing because you are paid a session fee each time. Like, oh, I'll take a day rate for 5 minutes work. This is awesome.
Ooh, fancy.
But yeah. So yeah, the only ongoing thing that I guess is safe to say out there is more Naruto. That's still going on. We still have more dub stuff there. Ultimate Ninja 4 came out. So I voiced Kiba Inuzuka on that. Back again for that, and that's getting good reviews. I guess basically everything else is kind of just watch my social media feeds when I drop it. And usually people will contact me first going, you did great and so. It's like, oh, that's out? And then I go to GameStop.com or something and like, oh, it's out. Hey, I'm in this, y'all.
Or can't people stalk you in a nice way on the internet? That was the sentence.
Fair enough. English I speak. At Kyle Hebert, so KYLEHEBERT. So it looks like Hebert, but it's pronounced Hebert. Louisiana French. Yo, yo, yo. Facebook.com/Kyle Hebert VO. And KyleHebert.com has an updated list of projects and stuff and appearances. So if you want to meet me and say hi and take selfies and all that fun stuff, and I can sign your stuff, you could totally check out my appearance page. I've got a lot of cons coming up this year.
Yeah, definitely. And I know you're going to be at Midwest Media Expo.
Yes, indeed. Before that, I'll be at like Anime Milwaukee. I'm going to Anablaze in Atlanta coming up next weekend. And, oh gosh, just all over the place. Anime Detour, A-Con. I'm always at Anime Expo in LA. But yeah, lots of things brewing. I'm just doing a lot of travel.
Well, one thing I want to mention for the fans out there, I like how you look up the reviews for the games that you're involved in to see how it's received. Because I know some voice actors are too scared to do that.
Oh yeah, I had to do that when I saw someone talk about Rodea, which I'm the lead character in that, and that's from the creator of Sonic. And I thought, okay, this is going to be a huge title when it comes out. Apparently, it came out with very little fanfare in November, and I checked all the reviews, and it's like appalling, terrible, blah blah blah. It's like, okay. Well,
my poor heart.
yes. Oh, finally get a big role, and boo. And that's the strange thing. You're recording on any project, and you're in a vacuum. You're told very little about it as you're recording. And you have no idea as to whether it's going to be any good or not, just much like the conundrum that I imagine any actor working on a TV show or a movie has. It's like, oh, it's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to see it. And then it comes out, and the editing's awful, the lighting, the directing, or the script. And there's a million reasons that maybe things don't fall together. Sometimes you can have a great game, but no one buys it. Or you can have a crappy game, and everyone buys it. Or it's just a little mix of both, and you hope for the best. But at the end of the day, not to sound too snarky or sarcastic about it, but it's like, well, hey, at least the paycheck cleared.
Yeah, that's a good thing. You need to survive. You need to eat.
Gotta
all good things.
You got to keep the bills paid, and at the end of the day, I still had fun, even if the project doesn't really connect with an audience on a any sort of level that sustains. I could still say I went in and I had fun. I had fun challenging myself to bringing a new character to life with, the skills I've learned over the years and are constantly needing to flex as any actor has to. Improv and character building, with very, very little to go on at first. And it's always a great exercise. It always keeps you on your toes. So it's not only, I just get to go and talk for a living and get paid to speak. And it's so much more than that. Anyone who's taken any acting classes can attest. It's like, no, there's definitely a skill set that needs to, even if you have raw talent, it still has to be honed and chiseled into something usable. And that does take time. But once you're working on a professional level on a fairly consistent basis, even if you're not, even if you're just getting flooded with audition opportunities, that's a great way to flex those skills, even if you're not getting hired. We always tell these people on the convention circuit, it's like, oh, am I terrible? I never get hired for anything. It's like, no, but there's only so many roles. You either are or you aren't what they're looking for. So keep that in mind as you audition, and kind of have the mindset that, hey, what do you do for a living? I audition.
Yeah.
And occasionally it pays, but most of the time it doesn't.
But it's fun that you. It's interesting to me that you mentioned the fun aspect because there's a project I've literally just been doing for fun on my YouTube, where we take really horrible girl visual novels. So like they're girls trying to date guys kind of thing. And me and a few friends have been like voicing them if they don't have voice actors for fun. And even though the plot is horrible and everything about it is like so bad, and even the translation, it's like another some more and some great lines like that. We have the most fun like sometimes we'll plan to record for like 3 hours and then we'll record for like 12 just because we're having so much fun.
No, that's a wonderful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I think any excuse to, especially work with other people or your friends on something like that. Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's so great to do something like that because a lot of times you hear when people want to get interested in voiceover or at conventions, it's like practice your cold reading, practice your improv and things like that, and like just doing that is so much fun. Like
Right.
it's such a great exercise.
Yeah, when people can just pick anything around them, a magazine, a comic book, a blog, a newspaper, just read aloud for like 10 minutes a day. So where you're comfortable speaking out loud. Because I know a lot of people, including myself, when I grew up and I was a kid, I was like, I'm shy, yet I want to do cartoon voices. How am I going to, there's a huge disconnect there. It's like, I'm going to have to put myself out there and make myself really vulnerable. I have to, you know, get over these confidence and shyness issues and everything. And, and I didn't have any sort of theatrical background. Um, I came from radio. And of course, now with the internet, that's changed the way we all consume media, and it's changed radio and everything. But podcasting and online streaming stations, radio is evolving, um, and user generated content, the way people can content create anything, whether they're animators, actors, whatever they want to do in life, they can seize the moment and use the tools of technology right now, no matter where they are, and create something for the world to consume and hopefully enjoy.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing how technology and the way we consume media has evolved in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, I never thought that on demand would be a thing. I remember years ago when they were called ADV, Sentai had their own little on demand channel on cable, and it's like, oh, that'll never work. But now look at us. We all want Hulu and Netflix. We want to watch TV shows and movies when we want to watch them. I mean, or people with cable will just use their DVRs, and or we'll wait till it's out on video and we'll just binge watch, get a box set or whatever. And I'm sure the networks are shaking in their shoes, going, "We've lost them. What? We're back. Please come back."
It's actually kind of interesting too because you're even seeing YouTube trying to get into that like pay for a game with YouTube Red.
Yeah.
And I don't like I see what they're doing and it just feels so half-hearted. Like it was like, hey, we've got this show with PewDiePie and with this other big YouTuber, and that's it. And the show with PewDiePie, I don't know if you've watched there's like a free sneak peek.
No.
He's walking around in like these really kind of fantastical sort of like scenarios. Like you can't be scared of it because they're paid actors and it's all like fake, like it's not like going through a haunted house and like everything's in the dark and you don't know what you're doing. And so it's not so much him, it's the scenario. The scenario is not funny. It's not entertaining to me. And people might hate me for that, and that's fine, because I know he has a lot of supporters. But they're not really bringing out their big guns, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, it's still kind of the wild wild west. People are going to try new things, and not everything's going to connect. But I remember when Netflix was just a service that would mail you a DVD after you order it online, and
Me
it shows
too.
up, and you mail it back in. Or going back to Blockbuster days. Go get the VHS rental. Then, oh, what's this DVD thing? And then now they're producing their own shows, and Netflix has two great Marvel shows, the Daredevil and Jessica Jones, and it's going to expand. And it's pretty exciting. And Amazon's having some success with their own shows, and Hulu, and it's like, all right, that's pretty cool. But yeah, the YouTube Red thing, I can see the. I mean, yeah, if you want to chunk the monthly fee up to not having to having to deal with ads anymore, I guess that alone might be worth it. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting change for their business model, but we're nerds and we're doing a geek talk, so.
Yeah, exactly. This is one of the panels I like doing at conventions. My fiance usually travels with me, and she usually comes at things from a non-geek perspective. But I'm converting her. She loves Jessica Jones, and I take her to the nerdy Marvel movies and sci-fi and action and fantasy and horror, and she enjoys it all. But she's like, "Why do you need all these Blu-rays? Can't you just watch it on Netflix?" It's like, no, you don't understand.
You gotta
all
collect.
the extra features.
Yeah.
You gotta collect. All the commentary tracks and stuff, and the behind the scenes. That's not on Netflix. I can't watch that on demand. It's like, but I never see you watch any of it. It's like, oh, yeah, about that.
Well, time is the thing.
Yeah, I have this big museum of collectible things that gather dust and all these, some movies and games that are still in the shrink wrap. And it's
Me too. When it comes to games, me too. I have a whole bookshelf behind me full of games. PlayStation 2 games, I'm up to about 400, because that era was so fantastic. But yeah,
yeah, you feel the pain.
Still in the plastic.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm going to peel open the PS4 Deadpool, because I got it like a day that was half off. It was only like $25.
Oh yeah.
And it's getting shipped to me, and it's like, well, I still have the original PS3 version, which is out of print, and maybe worth a little money. Or then again, no, because now it's widely available on other systems.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, I've already played it, and I remember loving it. Am I going to open the new version? I should probably do that, because I want to see, if the graphical improvements and whatnot as it converts and do all that. But will I give it too much time before I shake the keys and my eyes go to the left and go, ooh, shiny? Yeah, I have that problem. Very, very ADD.
No, I'm the same. Final Fantasy X is my favorite Final Fantasy, and they've now released that on Vita, PS3, PS4, and then obviously the original PS2. So I already had like a Japanese version and a regular version for PS2 that wasn't greatest hits. Then they came out for it on PS3, so I got it on PS3 and Vita. And then like a year later, we're gonna release it on PS4. No, and the graphics are better. No. So I bought it again. Thanks, Square Enix. Love you too.
Wah, wah.
But I think for a lot of the fans, it's really nice. The fact that you're so passionate about this part of your work. Technically, this part isn't your work; it's your hobby. But they collide, and I think that's a little bit inspiring for people who want to get into a creative field like this.
Yeah, it's a good time to be alive. If I were in my 20s or in high school or whatever, and I had all the tools at my fingertips with even smartphones, the fact that you can shoot 4K video on some of the higher end phones and editing software, and do your own movies with some pretty impressive effects for little to no cost. It's like, this is great. And then put your content out there, and maybe you'll get discovered. Who knows?
Yeah, no, it's really interesting how all of that's come together. But our nerd talk has to sadly end because we're getting to a point where we're running out of time. But for the fans out there, obviously they can keep track on your website, your Facebook, and Twitter, as we've talked about. Is there anything else you'd like to tell them? Any words of wisdom, dating advice, predictions for the end of the world?
Dating advice.
Well, I mean, it's not a bad question.
If you're all alone, don't worry. There's someone out there for you. It really is true. You're going to, especially if you go to a convention, you're going to be surrounded by hundreds, if not thousands, of people that are into the same things. Just be yourself. Don't try to be anybody else. And whatever your passions are in life, try to work towards achieving those goals, no matter where you are, no matter how little money you have or no money you have. instead of a school that's from. It really does make a difference in your quality of life. Your circumstances, acknowledge them, be at peace with them, and know that tomorrow's a new day, a fresh opportunity to make a difference in either your own life or someone else's. Either just simple and positive as helping an old lady across the street, helping bag groceries, helping, little things to enhance your own life. Go to a museum, learn a new hobby, get out of the house, try something new, find what your passions are, and take those steps. And you'll find that your life is all the more fulfilled for it.
I think that's great advice. There was so much advice there, I can't even hold it all.
Oh, woohoo!
But for the fans out there that missed any of this interview, don't fret. You can find it on the website within the next few days. So keep your eyes peeled to 918thefan.com and your ears tuned to 91.8 The Fan, where we play everything you want and nothing you don't.